Well, with me now is Republican strategist and Californian native Mark Smith. And Mark, let's talk then about California. You think, as Robin Nisbet was saying there, there's still a long way to go. Not many votes have actually been counted.
Indeed. I think California is a story that has yet been told. It's not something that I think anybody with real confidence can say someone's won, someone's lost. There's way too many votes that are out there. I think that we're going to have an interesting morning and an interesting evening here in
But on California, given that it's got so many delegates, but given it's so close, and they're both splitting the delegates proportionally, both the Republicans and the Democrats, it's unlikely to be a maker or a breaker.
That's true. It's also a congressional district by district, and then you have delegates internal to those congressional districts as well. It's going to be a long way before we know who really won California.
Okay, we're keeping an eye on that. Now, tick the boxes for us. The winners of the night. Clearly, John McCain doing more or less as expected.
I would agree. I think Senator McCain is well on his way to becoming the nominee. I think additionally, Mrs. Clinton looks good, but Senator Obama is really keeping even with her in a number of areas. And I think that until probably April, perhaps even the May timeframe, you won't know on the Democrat side who the nominee is.
Going to go all the way and perhaps to the convention.
Indeed.
You've got a theory, haven't you, on the Democratic side that if Barack Obama were to lose out here, it will demotivate an awful lot of new people, younger people who have come to the party in recent months. I
would say that is absolutely correct. I think that if Senator Obama were to lose, you would see a high number of new voters have been brought into the process simply stay home. And conversely, on the Republican side with Senator McCain, he has some healing to do with the Christian evangelical crowd that also he has not paid much attention to. Some don't care for him, and there's a lot of talking that needs to be done.
Well, talking about the Democrats losing potential voters if Barack Obama doesn't get the nomination, is it the same for the Republicans with John McCain and Mike Huckabee, who came up really on the blind side? We've been talking about Mitt Romney as his main rival there, but Mike Huckabee's had a hell of a night.
I think Governor Huckabee has a very excellent chance of becoming a vice presidential pick, quite frankly. The evangelical movement is very strong. He's demonstrating that. Missouri is a perfect example of that, as we've seen in the numbers just recently. And it can't be denied that he has a very powerful force to say what happens and perhaps where.
So that campaign continues well. We talk about the Democrats going perhaps all the way through the rest of the primaries, maybe even to the convention. But on the Republican side, Mike Huckabee, it doesn't cost him much to continue, does it? He's a grassroots campaigner.
He is. He's a very wise campaigner. He's got a very Walmart-like strategy.
And in terms of, did we see the issues really being aired during these primaries on Super Tuesday? John McCain playing, I suppose, very hard still on Iraq, on his strength there.
Yes, I think the war in Iraq, I think his ability to understand how Washington works, but also keep his maverick or independent streak alive, has helped him edge out other candidates in this race.
Okay, Mark Smith, thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Indeed. And as Mark was saying, there's still a long way to go in terms of the counting just to determine who has actually won these states. And of course then, as we've been telling you, you must remember this, it's not necessarily about the states won. Many of these states, for both parties, the delegates are being apportioned proportionately. So we'll have to wait and see how many delegates they actually get. And just to keep you up to date on things, there's in-depth coverage of the US elections on our website. We've got reports from our correspondents on the campaign trail, also expert analysis, an interactive map of America, how those states are allocated, and an explanation of how this rather complicated and drawn-out voting system actually works. All that and more at sky.com/news. Back to you, Mark.